Russia has massive deposits of oil, natural gas, and other resources, making it one of the world's largest and most powerful economies. Yet, the country's economic stability is currently in doubt, and experts predict a collapse. Despite its tremendous resources and potential, Russia is confronted with a number of issues that threaten to disrupt its economy, including sanctions, the ongoing conflict with Ukraine, and the falling price of oil. In today's video, we will examine why Russia's economic collapse is closer than we realize, the causes contributing to this collapse, and what the future holds for the Russian economy in this screenplay. With that being said, let's get started. The ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine and the intensifying rivalry between the United States and China will have a significant impact on the future of global political organizations. The idea of a world order based on democratic principles, the rule of law, and multilateral cooperation have lost much of its credibility in recent years, and current developments suggest that it will become even more implausible. The prevailing trends and strategic outlooks indicate a further escalation of geopolitical competition, a rise in economic protectionism, and an increasing tendency towards fragmentation and disintegration. While economic interdependence and transnational linkages may prevent the worst-case scenario of total chaos and unbridled competition, they will be insufficient to avoid a substantial erosion of the structures that underpin the international order. This state of affairs presents a severe risk to the capacity of the world community to tackle the pressing challenges of our time, such as climate change, global poverty, and pandemics. The weakening of global governance institutions, the loss of confidence in international norms and standards, and the rise of unilateralism and nationalism will complicate the efforts to find collective solutions to these issues. In the absence of a robust and cooperative global order, it will be challenging to coordinate policies and mobilize resources to address those problems effectively. The consequences of failure in these areas would be grave, affecting the lives of millions of people worldwide and threatening the stability and security of nations. Therefore, it is essential to acknowledge the scale of the challenge and work to reinvigorate the spirit of international cooperation and collaboration. Well, the economic sanctions imposed on Russia by the US and EU have had a significant impact on the country's economy. These sanctions have targeted key sectors of the Russian economy, including finance, energy, and defense. As a result, Russia has faced difficulties accessing international capital markets and has seen a decline in foreign investment. The sanctions have also caused a devaluation of the Russian ruble, leading to inflation and making imports more expensive. Furthermore, the sanctions have limited Russia's ability to develop its natural resources and export them. Russia's energy sector, in particular, has been hit hard by the sanctions. The US and EU have imposed restrictions on the export of technology used in the energy sector, limiting Russia's ability to explore and develop its oil and gas reserves. This has resulted in a decline in Russia's energy production and export capacity. Also, the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine has a significant impact on Russia's economy. The conflict began in 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea and began supporting separatist rebels in the Donbas region of Ukraine. The conflict has resulted in significant human and economic losses. The war has displaced millions of people and caused widespread destruction, particularly in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Russia's involvement in the war has led to economic sanctions from the US and EU, further exacerbating the country's economic challenges. The sanctions have limited Russia's ability to access foreign markets and investment. Furthermore, the conflict has disrupted trade between Russia and Ukraine, limiting economic activity and causing losses for both countries. Well, everyone knows that Russia is one of the world's largest oil and gas producers and is heavily dependent on these exports for its economy. The decline in oil prices in recent years has put pressure on Russia's economy, causing a decrease in revenue for the government and limiting its ability to invest in infrastructure and other areas. The decline in oil prices has also led to a devaluation of the Russian ruble, making imports more expensive and leading to inflation. Furthermore, corruption and mismanagement are also significant issues in Russia's economy, leading to a lack of transparency and accountability. Corruption is estimated to account for up to 30% of the country's GDP, leading to losses in revenue and economic growth. Corruption has also made it difficult for foreign investors to operate in Russia, as they face challenges navigating the complex and opaque business environment. The government has made some efforts to address corruption and improve the business environment, but progress has been slow. The lack of transparency and accountability in the economy has also contributed to the challenges faced by Russia's energy sector, with allegations of corruption and mismanagement in the sector leading to limited investment and exploration. Russia has recently made moves towards a new oil exporting policy, which aims to increase the country's oil exports to the east, particularly to China. This shift in policy is driven by several factors, including the decline in oil prices and the ongoing economic sanctions imposed on Russia by the West. Well, Russia's new oil exporting policy involves increasing its capacity to transport oil to Asia, building new pipelines, and expanding existing ones. The country is also seeking to establish new oil trading arrangements with China, including the possibility of using the Chinese currency, the yuan, to price oil exports. This shift toward the east is seen as a way for Russia to reduce its dependence on Western markets and diversify its customer base. It is also a way for Russia to establish stronger economic ties with China, which is currently the world's largest consumer of oil and is expected to continue to grow its demand for oil in the coming years. However, there are also risks associated with this shift towards the east. Russia's energy sector is heavily dependent on oil and gas exports, and any disruption to these exports could have significant consequences for the country's economy. Additionally, China's economic policies and geopolitical ambitions could pose challenges to Russia's long-term economic interests. Diversifying the economy away from oil and gas exports would require significant investment in infrastructure, research and development, and education. Russia could also promote foreign investment in new industries by providing incentives such as tax breaks or streamlined bureaucratic processes. The government could also encourage entrepreneurship by providing support for small businesses and startups. Another possible solution is to address corruption and mismanagement in the economy. This could involve implementing stricter regulations and oversight, as well as promoting transparency and accountability in government and business operations. The government could also invest in education and training programs to provide a skilled and educated workforce, which could help attract foreign investment and encourage economic growth. In addition, Russia could work to improve its relations with the international community, particularly with the United States and European Union. This could involve a commitment to resolving the conflict in Ukraine, as well as a willingness to address concerns related to human rights and democracy. Improving relationships with the international community could lead to the lifting of sanctions and increased access to foreign markets and investment. The ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine remains a significant obstacle to the recovery of the Russian economy. The conflict has resulted in significant human and economic losses, and a resolution is necessary to stabilize the region and promote economic growth. The Russian government could work to promote a peaceful resolution to the conflict by engaging in diplomatic efforts and promoting dialogue between all parties involved. The Russian government could also work to reduce military spending and redirect funds towards important areas such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare. This could help stimulate economic growth and promote a more stable and prosperous society. In conclusion, the collapse of the Russian economy is a real possibility, given the challenges faced by the country, including economic sanctions, declining oil prices, and the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine. However, there are several possible solutions that could be pursued to address these challenges, including diversifying the economy, addressing corruption and mismanagement, improving relations with the international community, and working towards a peaceful resolution to the conflict in Ukraine. It is essential for the Russian government to take proactive steps to address these challenges and promote economic growth and stability in the country. The collapse of the Russian economy would have significant implications for the country and the world, and it is in the best interest of all parties involved to work towards a more stable and prosperous future. Well, this concludes everything about today's topic. Let us know your opinions and questions in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. And for more interesting videos like this, subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.